So, Dominic, and it's okay that we got you on the camera.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, cool. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. And would you take a few minutes and just introduce yourself and like where you're from and what? You can look at me or the camera. Doesn't matter.
All right. Well, hi. I'm Dominic. I'm from Franklin, which is like 3 hours east of here or west of here. It's a little town. It's pretty great. I moved here last year for college. I like Knoxville. It's pretty great. The tap water tastes kind of funny. They can fix that though. I've lived in Tennessee pretty much my entire life. And my family is from South Africa.
Okay, I was wondering what your heritage is, so I appreciate that. So one of the things that I'm asking everybody is, for you personally, what is your kind of major concern in life when you think about everything that's going on that's affecting you as an individual? What is the thing that has you most concerned?
Probably like hateful people, and people like that you see on the news all the time, like that Tucker Carlson guy. Because like growing up in the South, like I feel like there's a major difference between people that are educated and hateful and people that are ignorant and hateful, because some people just like don't know better, because like the education system around here is pretty bad, so they just weren't taught better and they don't know much about life outside where they live, and they're only hateful because they just don't know better. But if they knew like how other people live, they wouldn't feel that way. And then there's like people that have a college education or PhD and they know what they're doing is wrong, but then they still decide to get other people to hate. And I feel like that's awful.
So is that actually impacting you in any way, or is it just a societal thing in general?
Well, now that I've left home, like sometimes I worry about some relatives of mine, because now that they don't really have much to do, because my sister and I have left, they kind of, sit around, like, watch TV all day, and what's on 24/7? Fox News. And then, my mother comes to visit, and she says some things like beforehand, it's just kind of, and I feel like the news is like freaking out my parents. A lot of people my age as parents, like they just say stuff to like make your parents scared of whatever new thing it is.
Yeah.
It's always a new thing. Like latest liberal outrage, and then you go home and they're like, "Did you hear about like this?" And it worries me.
Are you going to the University of Tennessee?
Yeah.
And what are you studying?
My major is environmental sustainability, and I'm getting a minor.
And is there, like, when you think about your life and you think about the future, is there, you're going to school.
Like, just for me specifically?
Yeah.
I'm not really worried about much for me specifically. All the issues I'm concerned with, like, affect just the world existentially, because my life is pretty good right now. So I don't really have much to worry about in that department,
Well, good. I appreciate that. Is there any topic of discussion that you might think might be controversial that you can't talk to people that you might want to discuss?
I don't really like it. Like when in the media, like people who work for the government are always like portrayed as heroes. People who like work for the government, military, and cops, and whatever, they're like, "Oh, these heroes." They're not heroes. Like, and there's nothing wrong with that. But like, whenever I hear shit about the military and like people who like whenever I see a guy from the military military, just like walking in the street, they're like, "Thank you for your service." I just think that's the corniest thing, because and I'm not saying people in the military don't deserve respect, but it's like a lot of people have they actually think that everyone in the military like is fighting on the front lines.
Right.
When like 9 out of 10 guys in the military like work like IT, administration.
Sure. There's a lot of infrastructure supporting.
Make sure the base camp has Wi-Fi, stuff like that.
You used a word that I didn't quite get it. Scorious?
Corny.
Corny.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I think it's really corny when people are like, "Thank you for your service."
Well,
I can understand that perspective. Those people who have lost limbs and lived their life with some disability,
that's a different case. But like,
that's clearly something
that's something
a
that's
hero.
Yeah, I think that's something that's salute. But like most of the guys that you just see, walking down the street, they just like to work IT, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just people have this impression that it's some sort of like extremely prestigious, noble institutions, like whatever.
Well, I think that's a fair perspective. So
It goes double for cops. Yeah. I don't know. I always hear when I see it on the internet, like old people are like, "Oh, you should show old police, you need to respect old police officers." And it's like, no, I don't. And it's not that I disrespect them, but it's like a lot of cops like genuinely believe that like if you insult them, they can arrest you. Like I see it on the internet all the time. People will like insult the cop, and then the cop will just like arrest them. It's like that's fucked up.
that's there's not a law against free speech.
Right.
That's my opinion. Right?
Yeah, and I don't really trust them
Well,
too much. I mean, like investigators and like guys in the FBI. Like I think those guys are really great at their job, but like when it comes to like dudes working the beat, some of those guys are just like surprisingly just not that smart. And like a lot of them just want to play soldier. They want to be John Wayne. That's why they became a cop. And that's why you see so many cases of cops like taking out their guns when it's not necessary, because they think they're in a movie. They want to be Starsky and Hutch. When in reality, like life is often pretty boring. Like,
yeah, but don't you think that could be an issue of training and sensitivity training, and also training of situation? I mean,
I get it like that, like at a traffic stop sometimes, but some of these situations, like I've like cases I've read about on the internet, it's stuff you wouldn't need training for. Like you see all these cases of cops like beating up autistic people who like, because they're autistic, they're like, they're not, a lot of them aren't verbal, and then the cops are like, put your hands, like, and then they touch them, and then they freak out, and then the cops just beat the shit out of them. And it's like you got, how do you not understand what's going on here? But like,
I totally agree with you, because
it breaks my heart.
the special needs community has come a long way in being accepted by society, but there's still a level of refinement of knowing, hey, this person, could be, can't stand noise, can't stand being touched at, can't stand, and it's not a choice, it's just the way that their brain works.
And it's pretty obvious, like, who is and who isn't. Like you can tell the difference between, and it's something I think most people would be able to discern. But then like you see all these videos of cops beating up like special needs people. I've seen a lot of videos of like at like protests, like cops, like they dispel the protesters or whatever, and then they like corner a guy that's like 70, and they like kick him to the ground. Like what? Like that case in Albany, I think it was in either Albany or Buffalo in like 2020 when all those protests were happening that summer, and like a cop like shoved over like a really old guy and then like kicked him on the ground.
Yes.
And then he got fired, and then all of his whole squad quit with him out of solidarity.
Right.
And I was like,
I remember that.
like how
environment. So, but listen, Really appreciate you taking the time. I don't want to take any more time since I kind of grabbed you on the spur of the moment.
Yeah.
So,
All right, what's your name?
it's Joe
Nice
Ortiz.
to meet you, Joe.
So
Take
I
care.
will call it a wrap